Good morning. Today we are going to learn about healthcare data. Otherwise, the data which is mainly used in the healthcare sector. Today's agenda is introduction about the healthcare data and the types of healthcare data, why artificial intelligence is mainly used for dealing with the healthcare data and the workflow of data handling, AI techniques mainly used for handling the healthcare data and frequently used case studies. What are the challenges we are going to face and some of the ethical considerations and future directions towards the healthcare data. First, what's the meaning of a healthcare data is there will be a massive amounts or huge amounts of data that will be generated from the healthcare sector, including electronic health records, EHRs, imaging, genomics, wearables where artificial intelligence in one side it can improve the overall outcome from the healthcare data and it can optimizes the entire operation and also it will be very helpful for providing the personalized medicine. In general, healthcare data is a complex one and also it will be highly regulated where with compared to the healthcare data, other data can be very simple. We can easily handle the simple data. If we can easily analyze the data, we can easily predict the data. But the healthcare data is very complex where with the help of a manual intervention, you couldn't be predict from the healthcare data where the prediction is very complex in the case of healthcare data. Next, these are the types of healthcare data like structured data, unstructured data, medical imaging, genomic data, wearable or IoT data. What's the meaning of a structured data? If your data can contain like a rows and columns, if your data is available in the form of a table, it can be known as an structured data. Normally, some of the EHRs, electronic health records, or lab results are comes under the category of structured data. And another kind of data is called as an unstructured data, where for instance, notes from the doctor or discharge summaries that can be known as an comes under the category of unstructured data. Mm, Next one is an medical imaging like X-ray, MRI, CT scan. Genomic data it refers to the DNA sequences or SNPs. Some of the data it can be generated from the electronic devices or it will be generated from the IoT devices like data like heart rate or total human activity or sleeping time that comes under the data like wearable or IoT data. Okay. So this slide shows that why artificial intelligence can be frequently used for dealing with the healthcare data. First one is an pattern discovery in complex multimodal data. So pattern discovery is very important for analyzing purpose. If your data is very complex and if your data comes under the category of a multimodal data, your pattern discovery will be very difficult. But if you are going to use the technique of AI, though your data is very complex or your data comes under the category of a multimodal, easily we can discover the pattern of the data. Second uh, reason is automation of routine analysis. If suppose we are providing the manual intervention of routine analysis, it will be a waste and also waste of a human resource or waste of economic oriented. If suppose you are providing an AI instead of a manual activities, AI will be providing very high accuracy and also it can save much of your time. Third, by including the artificial intelligence technique, it can easily provide the personalized treatment recommendations. Since AI is capable of reading or AI is capable of capturing the uh, pattern easily from the historical data, so that personalized treatment can be easily possible by the artificial intelligence techniques. And next one is an early warning system. Before an event occurs, AI can detect the event and it can provide the warning to you. So whatever the disease may be or whatever the problems may be, it can easily provide the early warnings. Next, population health management is possible by means of employing the AI-based technique to the healthcare industry. And it shows the workflow of the data handling, especially medical data handling. First, data collection. Second, data pre-processing. Third, data storage. Fourth, data annotation. Fifth, AI model development. And finally, deployment and monitoring. So data collection, it refers to the collecting the data from the various places, especially heterogeneous data. If suppose I'm going to collect the data from hospitals, I'm going to collect the data from the patient or from the individual surveys or taking the data from the web-based sources. This is called as in collecting the data from the various sources. Second, data pre-processing. We do not assume that all the collecting the data or all the data collected from the various sources are very clear. In generally, 85% of the data will be in dirty data. We have to clean the data, like converting the dirty data into cleaning the data. This is called as an data pre-processing. By applying the statistical technique or by applying the uh, ML-based technique or AI-based techniques, we are going to collect the data. Third, storing the data, where the cleaned data will be storing into one place. After that, we have the process like a data annotation and AI model development. Once your data is very clear, we have to build a model where based on the type of a data, based on the problem statement, we have to select the AI model. We have n number of AI-based algorithms. So after successful selecting the model, we have to use the deployment and monitoring. Deployment meant the successful AI model will be given to the client place, and monitoring refers to we are going to monitor the performance of the AI model we already developed. Now we are going to see what are all the AI techniques which is available for structured data. We know the structured data, it can follow the structure like a table. Some of the ML algorithms like a logistic regression, random forest, XGBoost, or decision tree support vector machine can be used for applying to the structured data. Commonly used applications are predicting the disease or uh, patient stratification or hospital readmission prediction. Next, the AI techniques used for unstructured data. If your data is not an structured one, it can be known as an unstructured data like video data, audio data, or image data. For that, we are going to use NLP techniques like natural language processing techniques, including NAR, clinical concept extraction, text classification, transformers like a BERT or BioBERT. Applications are extracting diagnosis and identify adverse drug events or cohort discovery. Next, these are all the techniques, AI techniques used for medical imaging. Mainly for medical imaging, we will go with deep learning instead of ML, like a CNN convolution neural network unit or GANs. Applications are in radiology, it will be used for detecting the tumors or fractures. In pathology, it will be used for cell counting or cancer grading. In ophthalmology, it will be used for retinal disease diagnosis. This is the famous case study called diabetic retinopathy detection, where here we are going to use deep learning model to train the retinal images. So from the trained retinal images, we are going to predict a new one. In this case, we have 87% of a sensitivity and 90% of a specificity, where it will be deployed in a primary care settings for a screening. This is an next case study like NLP for hospital notes. In general, NLP, natural language processing, is used to extract the content from the social determinants of health, or it can extract smoking status or family history of diseases. From the history of data, we can extract this kind of data, but it will be mainly used for improved clinical decision support accuracy. Though we are having a n number of advantages in applying AI techniques to the healthcare data, but we are having some of the challenges also, which is including quality in the data, privacy and security, model generalization, interpretability, and integration. Where data quality, it deals with the quality of a data. If suppose our data can have a missing data, inconsistent format, it will be known as a data quality. And some of the data which is not easily accessible, it will be secured or it will be protected by the government laws or any kind of an organizations like a HIP, AA or GDPR. This kind of an challenge is called as in privacy and security. Sometimes we have a problem with the model or challenge with the model like a bias or validity called model generalization. And sometimes you have a interpretability with the data like black box concern. And finally, we have a challenge of integrating the AI-based systems into the conventional IT-based systems. There will be a incompatibility between AI-based systems and the conventional IT systems. This is called as a challenge with the integration. In upcoming class, we are going to see in a detailed manner. Thank you.